Good morning or good afternoon, guys. We're going to go right into our next week. Monday, we are starting with a variation of a CrossFit.com workout. If you know me, if you talk to me about CrossFit, you know that I always go back in the archives of CrossFit.com just to stay current with the CrossFit season, with the CrossFit methodology, and where they go with movements. So I want to make sure that you guys get this exposure. All right, super simple. Three rounds for time workout. 400-meter run, mat sit-ups, or GHD sit-ups. This is where I added the GHD sit-ups. It's quite a bit of volume for 3 rounds, and you have 15 kettlebell snatches, one arm, 15 kettlebell snatches, the other arm, and then lateral burpees out of the kettlebell. When you guys think of this workout, not only that it's going to be quite a bit of reps on midline flexion, it's a lot of kettlebell snatches. You're going to be using a lot of hinging and using a lot of core flexion, which is also going to interfere with the burpees. Um, Lighter kettlebells, right? We should allow you to move a little bit quicker through all these movements. But when you guys are doing the kettlebell snatch, you do not have to go down to the ground. It's basically from my hang position. Okay. All right, 20-minute time cap on this. Super low skill, just testing your fitness a lot. And again, mat sit-ups are not a scale. They're really hard. I know a lot of people were saying how sore they were from doing sit-ups the other week. All right, so this starts our Monday, and then your accessory strength is going to be just for tendon and ligament health. This is going to be seated dumbbell quad extensions for your knees, and then supinated dead hangs to get your elbows and shoulders with just isometric holds. Tuesday, we are starting with a primer Anderson front squats. We'll be using these in the past few weeks to prime for thrusters. They're basically the reason why I love Anderson front squats. They're really hard, but not only that, it's because there's no bounce out of the bottom, so you're driving really fast from a static position, right? A little bit heavier than last week. It's only 4 repetitions, but again, this is more of a primer. And then dumbbell seated vertical jumps. Watch the video on the setup for this, but I love plyometrics. I love putting in things that make you more athletic and explosive. And the air bike thruster progression. So every week we've progressed this whole thing in different formats, right? So this week the one big variable is going to be your rest, which is going to lead up to the test for next week. Okay, so what is going to happen? You have one block of the first movements, which are the air bike with the most calories, the 15-12 calorie air bike into the 3 thrusters. Okay, you're going to do this, you're going to rest a minute, you're going to do it again, you rest 30 seconds, and you're going to do it one more time, and then you rest 2 minutes before you go into the second block, which is the 12-10 calorie air bike, and then also the 2 thrusters. Okay, goal for this is to do same weight or even heavier than your week 1 test, leading up to your the 10-8 calorie air bike and that 1 thruster, which should be your heaviest one. So if you remember, this test we did every 90 seconds, and you know how hard it is to complete that first bike, which doesn't leave you with a lot of time to complete thrusters. It's really pushing your fitness, right? So like pick a thruster that you can move really fast without much hesitation. As you progress through this workout, your fitness is going to earn you more time to lift heavy, and that's the whole goal with this. All right, so this is Tuesday going into Wednesday. Pull up strength. I've been making this a little bit more varied each week. We've either done a lot of ring pulls or different type of pull-ups. So this week we're gonna do 3 sets of negative pull-ups, 5 negative pull-ups, 3 to 5 second down, really focusing on the negative. If you need to take time in between reps, that's totally fine. Then you have 3 sets of clusters, so that's 3 reps of a cluster. So you're gonna do one, rest 20 seconds, do one, rest 20, do one, then rest 2 minutes. It's a way to pull up. I want the reason why there's a rest in there is because I want you to push the weight a little bit more. It's gonna give you way more stimulus, lift heavy basically. And then your workout is super simple. Okay, your workout for today is 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back down to one of a wall walk and a heavy clean. Okay, so a couplet, you have a 12-minute time cap. I'm pushing it here, and the clean is heavy, right? Like I want you to move a heavier weight fast, and also use the wall walk work that we've done in the past few weeks and all the strength from the wall walks to use it now in a workout. Okay, so super straightforward. It's just a couplet, nothing much to it. Just move fast. Okay. All right, and going into Thursday, we tested a incline close grip bench press last week. So this week you have we're switching up the cycle. You're going to be doing strength speed, and this is going to be for being explosive and fast. The weight shouldn't feel heavy, as you can tell, it's only 55%. There, you are adding bend resistance. Watch the video on how to do this. There's a very simple way to do it. And we're focusing on being very explosive with the lockout. Okay, it's 3 reps, 7 sets, so that's 21 repetitions total. Throughout the weeks, this is gonna change. We might be adding more reps, but the weight is not going to get super heavy because again, we're putting a premium on moving the weight really, really fast. Something that it's also important to train when you train pressing, squatting, deadlifting, all of that. And then we are going to do our handstand push-up progression. So the handstand push-up progression for this week is going to be a little bit different. We started with an imam, then we did a very specific imam for a certain amount of reps, and now I'm going to progress it to where it's a more mixed modality, right? So there, you're gonna have to do something and then go do the straight handstand push-up. So that's an MRAP 10 for 10 minutes. You're doing double unders, burpee deadlifts. So basically there's just like half of the devil's press. You're gonna burpee down, you're gonna stand up with the dumbbells back down, and then you're gonna go and perform 3 to 5 straight handstand push-ups. Rest 4 minutes after the 10-minute MRAP, and then you have 30 kipping handstand push-ups for time. Every time you break, you're gonna do a farmer carry. The reason why I wanted to put a farmer carry in there, holding and grip also affects pressing a little bit and being on your hands. Not necessarily the ability to do handstand push-ups, but just to like stay in a static hold. So breaking those up a little bit is going to benefit you a lot. But also I want you to take some chances. Go for big sets. If you don't have straight handstand push-ups, keep the movement strict. So if that's a box assisted or a pike handstand push-up, great. If you don't have kipping handstand push-ups, or you maybe have some, I'm okay with you lowering the number to like 20 or maybe even 15 if you're gonna do 2s and 3s, right? And then also don't forget, like, push up, just a regular push up is a wonderful, wonderful movement. Still gonna get you tons of pressing there. So I'm basically accelerating this progression. This will be more of a phase 2 type training after you've accumulated a lot of strict repetitions and just volume, which we've done in the past. So that's why I'm going right into basically phase 2 of training handstand push-ups. All right, last one. Friday, ring muscle ups, skill that I want everyone to practice. Okay, regardless if you have ring muscle ups or not, use low rings, and this is great to improve your timing, to improve the mechanics of the movement, and to get exposure. Okay, to get exposure on the movement, watch the videos for the demos, and then you have a bit of a back squat primer movements that I not only like, but I think they're very important for stability and getting those smaller muscles ready to go. Okay, and then workout for today. So this is more of a quarterfinal style workout. This year, 25% of people, the top 25% of the Open are going to be qualified for quarterfinals. So if that's your goal, like, I want to get you ready, start getting you ready now, right? The Open and quarterfinals are going to show up, and they're going to be 2 weeks apart. So there's no time to do the Open and then prime for the quarterfinals. We need to do this now. So this is a little bit higher scale. Every 4 minutes for 5 sets, so there's going to be 20 minutes total. You have bar muscle ups or ring muscle ups. I'm letting you pick what you want to do. 300-meter row, 250 row for the females, 6 back squats at 60 to 65%, and 3 bar muscle ups. So what we did a lot with rowing and back squatting is to get your squat volume and strength up. And then I started putting more interference so you can lift and squat heavy when you're out of breath, when you're fatigued. And now we're going to add another skill, which is a pretty high skill as well. There are modifications at the bottom, but this is something that you would definitely see in quarterfinals, right? A heavier weight, a higher skill, and definitely row is always going to be there. So make sure that you can keep the row to about a minute. The back squat shouldn't take more than 20 to 30 seconds. It's lighter weight than what you've been doing, but there's more movements in the intervals this time. So we want to make sure that you can move through those pretty quickly. Okay, no hesitation on the bar muscle ups or ring muscle ups. If you are picking a number that's going to make you hesitate, that's too slow. So I'd rather have you do two or even one, whatever that is for yourself. Do that. Again, you have 3 and 3. That's 6 per round for 5 sets. That's 30 total. 30 is a very classic number of muscle ups that you will see in workouts. So we're trying to accumulate that. All right, guys, that's all for this week. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holidays. I haven't changed the workouts. I'm just gonna continue the progressions, and get them done if you can. And if you don't stress about it. Just move on with your life, and everything's gonna be all right. All right, guys. If you have questions, shoot me a message.